So now they're going to have you basically doing the same thing to graph a line. So they're going to have you graph the line by finding the slope and the y-intercept and using the slope and the y-intercept in order to draw your graph. So I'm going to start this problem the exact same way I just did the previous three problems. I want to solve it for y, so I'm going to move my 9x to the other side, which means it's going to be positive 9x. So negative 3y would equal 9x plus 3, right? Then I still have to divide by my negative 3 that's in front of my y and simplify. So 9 divided by negative 3 would give me negative 3x. Positive 3 divided by negative 3 is a minus 1. So here they switched them around. They asked for the slope first and then the y-intercept. The slope of my line is?
Negative 1.
The slope of my line
3x, negative 3x.
is the negative 3. And my y-intercept is the negative 1. Now I need to use those in order to draw my graph. I'm going to start with my y-intercept. If my y-intercept is negative 1, on my graph, I'm going to put a dot on the y-axis there at negative 1. Then I'm going to use the slope to figure out where the next points are. So we said that the slope was negative 3, but we know that slope should be written as a fraction, so we're going to write it as negative 3 over 1, right? Since it's a whole number, we make it into a fraction by putting it over 1. Then we're going to do our counting like you were doing on those other ones where you were finding the slope. The top number tells me in this case I'm going to go down because it's negative, and then the bottom number I'm going to go to the right. So from that dot I just made, I'm going to count down 3 and to the right 1. 1, 2, 3, down and over 1. If you wanted to, you could go down 3 again and over 1, so that you can connect your dots and draw your line. So that top number will tell you to go up or down, the bottom number you'll go to the right. Well, where'd the graph for number 5 disappear to? There's no graph there. You'll have to just sketch one in there.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know where it went. There was supposed to be a graph in there. I'll put one in there now. So, number 5. If I'm going to solve that equation for y, the first thing I'm going to do is
you're going to move your negative 4 to the right.
So it's going to be
Positive.
positive 4x. So now my equation's going to say
4x equals y plus 1.
nope.
Oh! What happened?
You moved the 4x over here with the 1, not the y. Right? We left the y where it was. So it's going to say y equals 4x plus 1. Right? That's our whole goal, is get the y by itself.
Okay, so y equals...
And this one doesn't have a number in front of the y, so we don't have to do any dividing. We can just pick out our slope and our y-intercept. So our slope will be
negative 4. The slope?
when you moved it over, it became
Oh,
positive 4.
Positive 4.
And my y-intercept is
1.
1. So I'm going to go over on the graph. First thing I'm going to do is mark my y-intercept. My y-intercept should be up here at 1. on my y line. Then I'm going to use my slope. So since my slope is 4, I'm going to write it as 4 over 1, which tells me from that dot I just made, what should I do?
Make it into a fraction.
I made it into a fraction
Oh,
by
yeah.
putting it over 1. So yes, you should make it into a fraction. And then what should you do?
Go down 1 and over 4.
What's the top number
4
tell me
down,
to do?
4 down,
It's positive 4,
4 up,
4 up,
and 1 over.
and 1 to the right. So since that's positive, I'm going to go up and to the right. So I'm going to start here, 1, 2, 3, 4 up and over 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 up and over 1. Takes me all the way to the top of my graph. So if I could draw straight, I could connect my dots and draw my line. So if my slope is positive, I'm going to go up and to the right. When it was negative, like on this one, we went down and to the right. So number 6 then, we want to graph 4x plus 5y equals 10 by doing the slope and the y-intercept. So first thing I'm going to do,
Just move your 4,
so that's going to make it
negative 4.
negative 4x. So now my equation is going to say what?
This can be 5y equals 10 minus 4x.
Or minus 4x plus 10, because we like the x term first, right?
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah.
Then we're going to
You're going to divide by 5.
divide by the 5, and this one we're going to just simplify a little bit. Y is going to equal, I can't simplify the negative 4/5, so that's still negative 4/5 x. But here I have 10 over 5, which reduces down to
2.
2. So y equals negative 4/5 x plus 2. So my slope is
Slope is negative 4.
negative 4/5, and my y-intercept is
2.
2. So if I'm going to graph that, what's the first thing I'm going to do?
You are going to go down 4.
Before I do that, first thing I got to do is plot the y-intercept. So I have a point to start from, right?
Oh, a 2, okay.
So I'm going to plot the y-intercept at 2. Then I can use my slope. And you said if my slope is negative 4/5, I'm going to go down 4 and
Over 5.
over
Right.
5. So from this 2, I have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 down and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 over. I don't think I can do any more points than 2 or I'll run off my graph maybe. You can always draw a line with just 2 points there if you need to.
Oh, wait, okay, now, I go down 4 from the 2?
From the 2, yep.
Oh,
That's your
okay.
starting point, that 2. That's why we had to do that one first.
Okay.
So we put our 2 on there because that's our y-intercept, and then we go down 4 and over 5 from that 2.
Okay.
All right. So this question is going to look very similar to some other ones we did because we graphed an equation in standard form 2 different ways. Previously, we did it with the x and the y-intercept, and then here you did it with the slope and the y-intercept. So you'll see them, and you'll have to make sure you pick out which one is which because they look pretty similar.
Is that going to be in a test?
Well, you never know what's going to pop up.
Oh, you don't make up the test?
No, the computer does it.
Oh.
Based on what you know and what you're getting right, what you're missing, and it gives you a different question.
Okay.